Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Shira Vanachari Yamuna Shira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe. Shri Radha Madhava ki jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada Jagat Guru ki jai, Gaura Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmadyasya yatonvayaditaratas Chatyershvabhigyat Swarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Aditavaye Mukhyanti Yat Suraya Tejo Varim Ridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargom Risham Dhamna Svena Sadanirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi Dharma Projitha Kaitavotra Paramo Nirmatsaranam Satam Vidyam Vastava Matravastu Shivadam Tapatrayon Muladam Shrimad Bhagavate Mahamunikrite Kim va Parayavishvara Sadyo Hridyavarutya Tetra Kritipik Shushrushubhistat Kshanat Nigamakal Taror Galitam Phalam Shukha Mukhat Amrita Drava Samyutam Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhur Aho Rasika Bhu Vibhavuka. We are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, The Science of God, Chapter 12, The Perfect Society for Spiritual Classes, and today's text 11. Etat sarvam grihasthasya Etat sarvam grihasthasya Etat sarvam grihasthasya samamnatam yatir api samamnatam yatirapi guru vrittir vikalpena Guru Vrittir Vikalpena Grihastha syartu gaminaha. Grihastha syartu gaminaha. Grihastha syartu gaminaha. Etat sarvam grihasthasya samam natam yaterapi guru vritir vikalpena grihasthasya tu gaminaha. Etat sarvam grihasthasya samam natam yaterapi guru vritir vikalpena grihasthasya tu gaminaha. Someone want to repeat? Etat sarvam grihasthasya samam natam yaterapi guru vritir vikalpena grihasthasya tu gaminaha. Etat sarvam grihasthasya samam natam yaterapi guru vritir vikalpena syartu gaminaha. Etat sarvam grihasthasya samam natam yaterapi guru vritir vikalpena grihasthasya gaminaha. Word to word meaning. Etat, this, sarvam, all, grihasthasya, a householder, samam natam, described, yatehe api, even of the person in the renounced order. Guru vrittihi vikalpena, to follow the orders of the spiritual master. Grihasthasya, of the householder. Rtu gaminaha, accepting sex only during the period favorable for procreation. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Jagat Guru Ki Jai. All the rules and regulations apply equally to the householder and the sannyasi, the member of renounced order of life. The grihastha, however, is given permission by the spiritual master to indulge in sex during the period favorable for procreation. Please repeat. All the rules and regulations apply equally to the householder and the sannyasi, the member of the renounced order of life. The grihastha, however, is given permission by the spiritual master to indulge in sex during the period favorable for procreation. Purport. It is sometimes misunderstood that a grihastha a householder is permitted to indulge in sex at any time. This is a wrong conception of grihastha life. In spiritual life, whether one is a grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyasi, or brahmachari, everyone is under the control of the spiritual master. For brahmacharis and sannyasis, there are strong restrictions on sexual indulgence. Similarly, there are strong restrictions for the grihasthas. Grihasthas should indulge in sex life only in accordance with the order of the Guru. Therefore, it is mentioned here that one must follow the orders of the spiritual master, Guru Vrittir Vikalpina. When the spiritual master orders, the grihastha may accept sex life. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 7:11. Dharma virudho bhuteshu kamosmi. Indulgence in sex life without disobedience to the religious rules and regulations constitutes a religious principle. The grihastha is allowed to indulge in sex life during the period favorable for procreation and in accordance with the spiritual master's order. In the spiritual master's orders, if the spiritual master's orders allow a grihastha to engage in sex life at a particular time, then the grihastha may do so. Otherwise, if the spiritual master orders against it, the grihastha should abstain. The grihastha must obtain permission from the spiritual master to observe the ritualistic ceremony of a garbhadana samskara. Then he may approach his wife to beget children, otherwise not. A brahmana generally remains a brahmachari throughout his entire life. But although some brahmanas become grihasthas and indulge in sex life, they do so under the complete control of the spiritual master. The kshatriya is allowed to marry more than one wife, but this also must be in accordance with the institutions of the spiritual master. It is not that because one is a grihastha, he may marry as many times as he likes and indulge in sex life as he likes. This is not spiritual life. In spiritual life, one must conduct one's whole life under the guidance of the Guru. Only one who executes his spiritual life under the direction of the spiritual master can achieve the mercy of Krishna. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasada. If one desires to advance in spiritual life, but he acts whimsically, not following the orders of the spiritual master, he has no shelter. Yasya prasadan nagatih kutopi. Without the spiritual master's order, even the grihastha should not indulge in sex life. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. First of all, I want to pay my most humble obeisances to spiritual master. I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stabitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam. When will Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, who has established within this material world the mission to fulfill the desire of Lord Chaitanya, give me shelter under his lotus feet? Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamshcham. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master and unto the feet of all Vaishnavas. Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of Srila Rupa Goswami, along with his elder brother Sanatana Goswami, as well as Raghunatha Dasa and Raghunatha Bhatta, Gopala Bhatta, and Srila Jiva Goswami. Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamshcha. I offer my respectful obeisances to Lord Krishna Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, along with Advaita Acharya, Gadadhara Srivasa, and other associates. Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamshcha. I offer my respectful obeisances to Srimati Radharani and Shri Krishna, along with their associates Shri Lalita and Vishakha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. O my dear Krishna, you are the friend of the distressed and the source of creation. You are the master of the gopis and the lover of Radharani. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye. I offer my respects to Radharani, whose bodily complexions is like molten gold, and who is the queen of Vrindavana. You are the daughter of King Vrishabhanu, and you are very dear to Lord Krishna. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They can fulfill the desires of everyone just like desire trees, and they are full of compassion for the fallen souls. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please bless me for say something significant. Otherwise, I feel Hare Krishna. Feel disqualified to say something in front of all senior devotees. Hare Krishna. All the rules and regulations apply equally to the householder and the sannyasi, the member of the renounced order of life. The grihastha, however, is given permission by the spiritual master to indulge in sex during the period favorable for procreation. Actually, in previous verses, Narada Muni said that brahmachari should not discuss topics like this related to those things, but reality is so that 99% of brahmachari become a grihastha. And I'm not aware about India situation, but in Russia and Soviet Union countries, there is a quite gap between brahmachari life and grihastha life. The thing is, brahmacharis has no training for future grihastha life. So they strictly follow all the rules and regulations in ashram, and then suddenly something happened. They, under the pressure of gunas or different circumstances, they change ashram, and then happens always unexpectedly, and I heard of many examples and even seen many examples how devotees face many problems out of that. So, as a brahmachari, we also should be aware of those things. And here, actually, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that spiritual life means rules and regulations. Vaidya sadhana bhakti. I meditated upon this verse last 2-3 days, and there are two steps in spiritual life described by Srila Rupa Goswami. There are sadhana bhakti, Vaidya sadhana bhakti, and Raganuga sadhana bhakti. And I just thought about this, how it is applicable for my life. Vaidya sadhana bhakti means I do everything under the regulations. That means I not decide what to do. Everything is decided by Srila Prabhupada or by local authorities, by spiritual master. I just follow, and I don't consider much this my own desires. So, but Raganuga sadhana bhakti means spontaneous. And I thought about myself, I'm more in Raganuga. Why? Because I decide myself how long to stay in the kirtan. Sometimes I don't visit the program, and sometimes I don't listen Bhagavatam carefully. That means I don't follow the rules exactly, so I decide for myself what to do and how to do. That means not Vaidya sadhana bhakti. And I thought that actually that means still much desires within my heart, and the problem is for myself is that there is no proper sambandha. And there is a nice prayer of Shishradam Madana Mohan, Jayatam Surata Pangor, Mama Manda Matergati, Mat Sarvasa Padam Bujau, Radha Madana Mohano. So I am a lamb and dull person. I have no intelligence. So please, dear Shishirada Madana Mohao, please show me the way, Matergati, because your lotus feet are only the shelter for me. And I spent some time in ashram in Lithuania, and there I felt during Bhagavatam class some inspiration, some transcendental influence, and some enlightening state of consciousness. But when Bhagavatam was finished, then within 1 hour I forgot the katha it was, and all the topics of Bhagavatam, the exalted topics we discussed, and my consciousness totally became into the some activity, karma. Of course, we were engaged in book distribution, and mostly in book distribution and some particular seva. Actually, there we were engaged 24 hours. We have no even time for reading books and for some free talk. We were suffering that lack of time for reading. There was much constructions and book distribution was going, and much preaching. So we were, when I go to the bed, just 1 minute, even not 1 minute, just touch the pillow, touch the floor, and the second moment just woke up out of the alarm. So it's not like here now we have. But the thing is, that time when senior devotees explain us this Pranama mantra to Radha Madana Mohan, and that was always we take prasadam, and there was a kirtan of Srila Prabhupada where he recite all these pranamas to Radha Madana Mohan, Radha Govinda, Radha Gopinath, and to all the Vaishnavas one by one. There is one kirtan, some 45 minutes. So during taking prasadam, this kirtan always was playing. So at that time I meditated, because actually sambandha is very important. If we have sambandha, that means we visit all the programs and we listen carefully Bhagavatam. We never sleep, and at least we can be potent to organize our life for visit the regular programs. Of course, if we are not engaged in some Sankirtana Yagi or some other service. But if I'm not able to organize myself, that means actually lack of sambandha. And lack of sambandha means I don't see the deities as Krishna. I just see the statue. And this is my fault, this is my level. So just last days I was meditating on that. What should I do? How should I improve my life to reconnect this sambandha and try to see that this is actually not my house, this temple. Otherwise, I behave as this is my house. So I decide what to do, where to go, what I will take. And I'm not in the mood of guest here. I'm in the mood of owner. I think that somebody should do something for me. This is my state of consciousness. But then I thought, actually, the owner of the house is Krishna here. Jagannath, Baldev Subhadra Mai, Radhashama Sundara, Gaura Nitai, and everything should be circulating around him, not around me. But somehow I feel that this is lack of understanding. So I try last days to pray. These pranam mantras reminded in my mind, and few times a day I try to pray for Shishirada Madhava Mohan to have a proper sambandha. Otherwise, this is consciousness of ahamameti, I and mine. So here also Srila Prabhupada mentioned one point that the idea is spiritual life means we follow the instructions. We understand who am I, who is Krishna, Krishna is great, I am small, and instructions given by Krishna are like this. And we are in this path, we accept Srila Prabhupada as our Shiksha Guru, Param Shiksha, so we should follow that. And other point is, Srila Prabhupada mentioned in this connection that Grihastha doesn't mean unlimited sense gratification. No, it means the same regulation but in different ashram. And half a year I spent in one Goraksha in Ukraine. There is a very nice senior devotee, he is organizing there, and he has very deep and proper understanding of the Shastras. He is an officer, military person. So he has two highest educations in military. So his name is Dharmaraj Prabhu actually. So he is really know the Shastras very well, Dharma, as Dharmaraj himself. So he explained very deeply from different angles what actually means this Grihastha life. And then some clear picture came to my mind. If there is a board I want to write, but otherwise just try to explain itself. So that means we keep brahmacharya, then somehow desire to marriage may happen. So there are two varieties from brahmacharya. One is to marry, other is to remain brahmacharya. So if we marry, then what will happen actually? In the end of, if this marriage is successful, we cannot tolerate, so we get married. Then during all life or span of life, we finally, in the end of life, Srila Prabhupada says, everyone is flying in the self-plane. It's not like I will take all my relatives with me or they will protect me. The Shukadeva Goswami says this is the improper warrior, the warrior who cannot support us actually. So this is weak warriors. So there is no proper base. Then then finally I became alone, and I should take full respect in front of Yamaraj and Krishna for all my activities during life. So other scenario is I remain brahmacharya. Then, because for many brahmacharis there is a question, marry or not marry, and they have much disturbance in the heart. Then I came back to St. Petersburg, and some of my friends, they actually invite, but they think what to do. They cannot be brahmachari, stay in the temple, but also they don't want to worry, don't want to marry. So I said them, don't worry. What are you afraid of? You get married, because you cannot be brahmachari, then you marry as soon as possible. Then what will happen? You will be totally disappointed in family life if you will not be able to maintain your wife. So you will be divorced, and with the full realization, you become a brahmachari. Then this is good thing. Otherwise, if you will not be able to maintain your wife, you became divorced, and if this realization will not be enough for you, you should marry again. Because, for Russia, it's not, modern societies that divorce are common things. So even devotees in Russia, divorce among devotees more than in the society. Society may be 50% out of marriage person divorced. Devotees community maybe 70. These numbers just I thought. I didn't check, but I thought, and it looks like to be true. So then then there is okay, you marry second time, and then again, if you will be successful in family life, that means Krishna in the center, then everything will smoothly going onto the vanaprastha stage or end of life. Then no doubt. But if you're afraid about you not able to maintain your family life, then again you will be divorced. And again, if you will have enough realizations, you will be totally become a Shafran person or dedicated to Krishna without any illusions about family life. If you still have these illusions that there will be happiness or I will be happy there, then you marry again. So, as Krishna says, there is no, what is called in English, there is no miss on this point, in this way. No loss in this way. So this is true. When we engage in the Krishna consciousness, there is no loss. So then I said to some of my friends, actually, why you are waste your time? You are in this shaking position. You have no ashram. Your mind is disturbed. If you're not able, then marry and see what happens. Any scenario will be success finally. Otherwise, if you forcefully strict yourself without any realizations of family life, then finally you will be married. Actually, again, we come to the point that 99 of brahmacharis will be married. Of course, I think I will never come to that 99. I think I will be one out of the 100. But reality is completely different. So, this is other thing. And yes, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that brahmacharya doesn't mean sense gratification. That means, again, you follow all the rules, but actually the grihastha life is much more difficult according to brahmachari life, because so much responsibilities will come. Actually, it may be more easy for engaging our gunas, but for spiritual life, it's much more tough, because all your time will be caught by wife, griha, stri, griha, suta, apta, maithunya. So, for wife need a house, for house need a land, for after wife, suta, children, apta, relatives, then money, and finally Srila Prabhupada says, then all the thoughts will be, where is money, where is money? Again, with the property, much worry come, how to save the property. One of my friends, he is quite successful in material life. He is not a devotee, but he is quite successful. So he earns maybe 5 lakh a month, 5 lakh rupees, 5 lakh rubles a month. He has like this business, same age to me. So then I thought how to preach to him, and some idea came to my mind suddenly how to explain for new people or on the Sankirtan when we preach. Actually, I don't know how in India, but in Western world we have an idea that success. Everyone want to have a big house, big car, much money, and have ability to take a rest in nice places of the world like Hawaii, Maldives, Seychelles Islands, or at least Thailand or something. So, but people, they actually don't know what this life what will be the result of this life. They just think, I will buy a Mercedes Benz and I will feel happiness. Or they think, I will get a beautiful wife and I just enjoy it. Or he think, I will have a big, big house and I will be happy. But the reality is, I work in one company. It was window making and fixing company, plastic window. And the owner of this company was Jewish, and he has that Mercedes, big one, 500, soft one, like luxurious version. Then when I thought to him or to his driver, they actually said to maintain Mercedes Benz, actually just to change the tires, it needs so much money. That means, okay, if you have a guarantee, it's not a problem, but still, you should pay much money. So the more property you have, the more luxurious it is, the more effort you need to maintain that. Big house means cleaning. Okay, if you live in a brahmachari, one small room, I don't know, 30 square feet, then you wash it within 2 minutes. But if you have a house, 1,000 square meters, then even you're not able to clean it within 1 day if you fully. So what does it mean? You should earn more money to invite a person for caring. If you have big money, second question come, how can I maintain? So much worry come. I should put it in a bank or in a gold or in some investment. This is my personal realization. In a life, I start to properly manage my financial life before Krishna consciousness. And when you properly manage in your finance, that means money start to be collected because you don't spend full income. You save half or as much as you can. So I start to save money. So the next question is, what to do with that? Because inflation is decreasing it. So you should invest it in more or less safe, more or less risk. So that means the more money you have, the more disturbance come to you. And then you come to the point that because the people, they have no this clear understanding of what is luxurious life sees, but it brings more and more disturbance. They just think, I will enjoy. So, but the people who are really rich, they use very, they don't, they really use not so luxurious things. I know many examples that rich people, they use very small car because they understand this is more expense, more problems, and not that much convenience come. So they stay in a simple house. This is idea is actually fault idea. This is just it's given us by some modern society. It means karma. We should compete. We should more engage. Became success. Became rich. Became this and that. But rich people don't live like this. There are very rich person. They live in a simple life. Like many examples I know, not for this topic. So then Prabhupada said that we should follow the instructions. So Yasya Prasadat Bhagavat Prasadan, Yasya Prasadan Nagativ Kutopi. And spiritual masters say to us, you just give us all these nonsense things. You just stop this material sense gratification because it will increase your problems. Just surrender to Krishna and be happy. And why? What is our process? Our process is the chanting of holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says that sometimes in Sri Harinama Chirtamani, he says that sometimes for improving your chanting and spiritual life, you should find a secluded place and chant personally to make some retreat of your japa. Of course, generally it's beneficial to chant all together. But she mentioned that sometimes for go deeply inside and to see what happens, what level do you have, you chant in secluded place. And actually now we have this ability to chant more. And Srila Prabhupada says also, when you have free time, chant Hare Krishna. Now we have, of course, maybe here in the temple, our life not much changing, because as we were engaged in service, we are still engaged. But we should be truthful that actually we have less responsibilities, less service than before lockdown. So that means our chanting should increase. My chanting not increasing yet, but this idea is in my mind, and I want to work onto this. So we should understand our position. Again, I came to the important point of this message I want to share to you. First of all, we should understand our sambandha. Who am I? That I'm a partial part of God, and Krishna is supreme. I am the inferior unto him. And the second point is we should accept the process. That means if we understand the Krishna position and self position, then I should be able to follow the process properly. Wake up early in the morning before I reach Nishtha. But Srila Rupa Goswami mentioned, even if you reach elevated stages of bhakti after Nishtha, asakti, ruchi, bhava, prema, the more strictly that person is following the rules. So there is no exception of following the rules, Vaidyasadhana Bhakti, no exceptions. My mind cheated me very oftenly that not come for the programs or maybe take a rest, body is tired. But this is actually all speculations of the mind. It's not so big deal to wake up for 45 minutes and come for 2 programs in the morning and then 1 in the evening. Everyone can do this. So then Srila Prabhupada is our Acharya. He has given us all this knowledge, so we should be grateful enough for him, and we should pay enough respect. Actually, he has liberated us. He has given us everything. Holy name, as is Manakshiksha Srila Raghunath Das Goswami prayers in first verse. Guru Gushtke Goshtkalayishu. So we were given by spiritual master. We were given spiritual master Vrindavan Dham, inhabitants of Vrindavan, holy name of Shri Radha Krishna, Giri Govardhan, everything we were given. So this all was happened by the mercy of our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada. Then Krishna is not different from his name, holy name, and we have enough time for chant, so somehow we can work onto the taste for chanting Namaruchi, and this is the only way. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and bring us this process, and it's 3 times mentioned Harer Nama Eva Kevalam, Kalau Nastyeva, Nastyeva Gatira Metha. And there is also one nice verse about, 1 second. Yes. Nama Chintamani Krishnas, Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha, Purna Shudho Nitya Mukto Binatvam Namanamina. So that the Chintamani, this jewel of the holy name, is the rasa of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and this form of his mood. So this is Purnam, ever existing. Shudho means pure. Nitya Mukta, it's ever liberated and ever give liberations. So Binatvam Namanamina. So the Krishna himself and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, non-difference from his names. So we are lucky enough, we have this nice philosophy, we have this nice temple. Krishna gives us everything. We don't have to worry about many things that people actually worry. Krishna invites us in his house. And it says that our goal, Krishna invites us actually in Goloka Vrindavan. But what is happening here? Krishna is here present. If we not consider him as a statue, that this place we should consider as Vrindavan. And Krishna's associates are here, so many his personal associates as devotees are here. So I lucky enough to be in his home. So what else is needed? We have nice philosophy, nice holy dham is revealed here. Krishna himself is every day is available, so we can come to him, his darshan, and devotees are here. So we just can practice and be happy. Hare Krishna. Any commentaries, questions, corrects? Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Harinama Sankirtana Yagya ki jai, Gaura Premananda. Hare Krishna.